Hey guys, hope all is well. It's been a minute since I've done a video, 2 days to be exact, and the reason for that actually is because I've been sick. I actually hinted in the last video that I thought I was a little bit down with the office bug. There's like a little thing going around the office that everyone was catching, and I think I caught it, and I was sort of taking the airbornes and the emergency C's and all that stuff, drinking, sucking on lemons and, keep drinking a lot of tea and stuff. But it got to me, and so I haven't been totally up to snuff. And in fact, I'm actually still not up to snuff because we're going to have a pretty rare, fairly rare video, Friday video, where because I don't really do Friday videos very often. Well, I do them sometimes, but you get the point. Because I'm actually in. It's 10 p.m. and I'm not out. Typically Friday and Saturday nights, it's a whole nother story. So it's a rare one. So forgive me if I sound a little congested, and because I will at some point probably sound a little bit different than I normally do, and I'm a little bit nasally and whatever. And I will, be drinking as usual my trademark tea to keep me warm and all right. And I'm at home, so it's like, why not make a video? It's like chest doesn't stop because you're sick, right? So here it goes. I'm gonna throw myself in the 5-minute pool. We're gonna see what comes out. So yeah, that's basically been the story, and I'm in the queue right now. So we'll wait and see who is up, who's first. And we'll also have a curious insight into how sick Casa performs, because maybe his decisions aren't as good as normal Casa's play. So so we'll see about that. Actually, my brilliancy game, or the game I consider to be the best game, or the flashiest game I've played, it probably wasn't the best quality game I ever played because I was at 2100. I was actually totally sick. I had a cold, and it turned into a fever, and I really just I didn't want to resign, but I really wanted the game to end as quickly as possible, and it's amazing because the desperation that I played with turned out to just be this sort of winning, ended up having a winning result, so and a very beautiful result. Maybe I'll show that game sometime. All right, so like I said, Sick Casa actually likes to win quickly because well, I just don't have time for long war of attrition games when my health is already weak. So you're gonna see a lot of big time attacks or just sharper play than what you might be used to seeing on the channel. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Okay. And I'm looking forward to it, actually. So far we've got sort of like it was a modern perk with the knight coming to b4 very early. That's a little bit strange to me, but maybe it's okay. It looks a little bit weird to my eye, and I don't like this e6 move because I think knight g5 is annoying here, threatening to get the two bishops. And if he moves that bishop, I have bishop c4 attacking f7. So I think white is doing really well here. I don't think this e6 break was very good. I think he should play like knight f6. Because yeah, now he's going to do this, but I have the two bishops here, and actually I'm going to play e5 here, which is an interesting move, breaking up the structure. Yeah, I just think it's a pretty interesting move. So I'm going to go for that. And my king is on the run. My king is not very well positioned right now. But I'm hoping it will have better days ahead. Again, I am not up to snuff right now, so you're going to see a lot of strange play, a lot of weird decisions, a lot of things where it's like, why did he do that? That's just the lay of the land right now. So I do have the two bishops in this endgame, and I would like to go rook e1 and sort of blockade, or sort of just attack these e-pawns, because my king's position is very awkward, but at least I have what am I saying? I don't even know what to say right now. at least I have the better pawn structure. That's what I want to say. My pawn structure is better. And knight e4, I'm just going to try and blockade these pawns on the e-file now, and hope that with the two bishops, that's really an asset here. So I think I could play bishop takes d4, but I don't really like that move. So I'm gonna do something really unusual. Go rook a3, try to transfer my rook along the third rank. And yeah, okay, knight c6, and now okay, that's actually clever because it also attacks it also attacks the a5 pawn. So I have to be a little bit smarter about. I was gonna play rook d3, but then my a pawn is attacked. Ugh, I don't want to allow rook d2 though. Very annoying. Well, I'm going to go bishop d3 to block that rook d2 move. And bishop f8, interesting move. Manages to trade the dark squared bishops, but I think if I could blockade these e pawns effectively, I think I should be in good shape. I think he actually maybe should have considered playing e4 in his last move and sacking a pawn. I'm going to go rook e1 and make sure that doesn't happen. The problem is it's very hard to defend my it's tricky to defend my a5 pawn. So I really need to sort of trade a few pieces and ensure that it's appropriately covered. If I could play bishop e4, that'd be great. Maybe take the knight on c6. It's weird that I said I would try to win quickly, and this is not a win quickly thing. This is not winning quickly at all. So I did contradict myself a little bit with my approach here. The a5 pawn again is still very annoying to defend. I'm going to go king c1, get my king towards the middle. Never hurt d1. And king d2, again getting a little closer, maybe threatening c3. And rook d5 attacks a5, but I was thinking I could play b4 now. I'm wondering if that's too weakening or not. This b4 move, it protects the pawn, but yeah, I'm going to go for it. I need to protect that pawn. I don't think I should just give it away for free. And rook d4, okay. I don't mind that because I can go c3 now. And that's a move that I would like to make, actually. It does a good job of solidifying the pawn chain. And actually, if you look at my pawn chain right now, it restricts the black knight on c3. So this knight is very bad. And now I'm going to go king e2, and I'm actually threatening to play bishop c4, which would actually trap the rook. And strangely enough, he's allowing it. It looks like. I think he's allowing bishop c4. I don't know why. I think maybe he thought knight d4 check would be a tactic, but I actually have c takes d4, and then after rook takes c4, I have d takes c5 check. And I think I'm winning the rook. Because he can play rook takes e5, which cross pins me, but then I have rook d3 check. And because of that blunder and that tactical nuance, he resigned. Again, here, if he plays rook takes c4, I have d takes e5 check, which discovers my rook again on e4 against this rook on c4. And if he plays king takes e5, if he plays rook takes e5, which cross pins my king on e2, I have rook d3 check, and the king can't protect the rook on e5. And then if it goes back to block, I take on c4. So yeah, not the quickest win that I wanted, but I'll take it. Next, all right, Justin Chess right away. Okay, let's see what he got in store. Knight f3, d5, c4. Okay, this is actually a lot of people love to play these sort of reverse type systems. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna play something a little bit weird. I'm gonna take on c4. Not really what you normally do, and play bishop e6. This is a weird system. The point is that I'm not trying to actually hold on to the c4 pawn. I just want to trade a pair of minor pieces in the process, and hopefully, if I could trade the pair of light squared bishops, I can get a solid position. So knight g5 bishop e6 is very provocative. So knight g5 is a move, and after bishop d5, which I play because I want to avoid those double pawns. If he goes e4, I was going to attack the knight on g5. He went knight c6, which I think allows e6 now. And I'm actually just attacking this knight on g5 and simultaneously protecting the pawn the bishop on d5. So I think it's a little bit harder for him to recover this pawn if he takes the if he takes the bishop on d5 now, because then I'll place e takes d5 and I'll be firmly protected. So I question Justin Chess's first few moves. I mean, I don't like this knight g5 move. So knight f3, okay, and now I'm firmly protecting the pawn, so I'm going to try and hold on to it. I'm going to play knight f6, which stops e4. And again, note here that if he goes makes a move like queen a4 check, I can go c6, and he can't actually take the pawn on c4. The bishop takes c4 because I'd play b5, forking the queen and the bishop. So I might actually be able to hold on to this pawn if you know, which would be nice. So queen c2, again, doesn't actually solve the problem of that pawn, so I think that's fine for me. And I'm going to go knight... okay, actually, it actually does threaten something. It maybe threatens e4. But I'm going to go knight c6. And the point is that if he goes e4, maybe I could go knight b4. And, okay, so he went e4. And, okay. Yeah, I'm going to go knight b4 because that was the intention. Okay, maybe he does get this pawn back. Maybe I was a little bit overzealous about my... Maybe this assumption was wrong. But I have a feeling here that there might be some sort of tactic or way I could sack the piece, because it just looks like I have so much activity here. Man, I really don't want to give him the pawn back. I want to try and find something a little bit sharper. Maybe I can go bishop c5 and then play e takes d5. It doesn't look entirely correct. Maybe knight takes e4. No, it doesn't look good either. Maybe knight d3 check. No, he just takes it. All right, I'm going to go back, but it's a bit of a begrudging decision I didn't want to do. So, oh well. So bishop takes e4. So yeah, now he actually, if he gets all this, then he's actually just better. So oh my, I think I just blundered. If my knight goes back to a6, he has oh man, if my knight goes to a6, he has b4 and b5 with tempo. So I have to play a5. This is a big blunder on my part, these past few moves. Really just a big brain fart. But now a5, maybe I can get a little bit of counterplay if I win the pawn on e4 as well. But you can see I'm not playing great moves in the past few moves. Now my idea is if he plays a takes b4, to play a takes b4 myself and maybe just try to get the e4 pawn. You gotta try and play dynamically when you're blundering, because at least it just gives them more opportunity to go wrong. So that's basically where the mindset is. So all right, so he takes the gauntlet. I think it's correct, of course, to just take the piece. And rook takes, queen takes. I have to do this. And I would love to see knight b5. I think I'd like to see that, because if he goes knight b5, I actually have queen a5, and the knight is still attacked, and I protect my pawn on c7. So I would like to see knight b5, but he plays a little bit smarter. He plays knight e2, and we go bishop takes e4, and queen a2. Interesting move. So he just wants to sort of trade queens, and I really can't afford to do that. So I'm going to go queen d8, just saying no, thank you. And I can fight here for a little bit. It's not totally over yet, so that's what I'm going to do. Maybe I have ideas of playing bishop takes f3. Maybe that's an idea. All right, so d4, not a move I expected. Yeah, that does hit my bishop. Not a nice move. I'm going to go bishop d6, just because I got to move the bishop. Okay, and you know, at least I'm castling here. At least my king is safe. I got that going for me. All right, so okay, so it looks like bishop g5 might be on the card. So I'm going to go knight d5. I think that's a good idea to sort of just not allow bishop g5. And okay, knight g3, good move. I'm going to go bishop I'm going to go bishop g6. Yeah, that's a clever move on this guy's part. He's swapping. He's swapping effectively, and yeah, he's swapping. And unfortunately, I can't recoup the. I could play bishop takes g3 and trade queens, but I don't think I should do that because it would sort of help his cause. So I'm gonna try to keep some of these pieces on the board. But he could continue to swap. He could go rook e1 and continue to swap if he wants. But I'm going to try and make it a little bit tricky. And I'm going to play a little bit faster so that he has stuff to think about. So I might not talk the next few. This is totally lost, by the way. I'm just down a piece for nothing. So, still totally lost, but just trying to fight. And I lost. That's a fork. That is over. Yeah, I pretty much had a reasonable position. I tried to hold on to the pawn, and I should have just a really knight beat. I was thinking about holding on to the pawn in a really tactical way, and I should have just gone for it somewhere right here in this position. Right after e4 here and knight b4, queen b1. I maybe should have thought harder about not moving that bishop and just developing. Yeah, it would have been a piece sacrifice, but it would have been a sharp game, and I would have enjoyed it more because my bishop c6 move was a real just laughable move, and now my pieces are a little bit clumsy, specifically the knight on b4 and the bishop on c6. So. Oh well, on to the next. I will say it has been a good run the past week or so as far as these 5-minute pool games have been going, because I noticed that sort of when I was playing most of the time, my talking and playing, my rating would really hang around like high 22s, low 23s, and now it was, before that game, that was 2400 before, so it's like I'm becoming high 23s, low 24s in the 5-minute pool. Which suggests that I'm getting a little bit better at talking and playing, or I'm just having a good run. So we'll see how that develops. Anyways, I'm waiting in the queue. This ICC queue that sometimes is my enemy and sometimes is my friend. And yes, it's my friend now. So how you like me now? All right. I wonder if that's no, I was wondering if that's a reference to quarterback Kirk Cousins, but he didn't say how you like me now, Redskins quarterback. He said, you like that, right? Did he say he said you like that or something when he was on that win streak a few years back? Queen e2 check. Okay. You wanna trade queens, buddy? We could trade some queens. We could definitely trade some queens, buddy. Okay. I'm sort of daring him to take the h7 pawn, daring him to pull a Fischer, but he's not going to do it, I don't think. But I'm sort of daring him now with knight b4. I wanted to pull a Fischer. This is sort of like a Carol Khan, the Tartakower variation, by the way, because it's sort of transposed after white's second move, e4. So it turned into this Carol Khan structure where I played e takes f6. And it's surprisingly difficult for white to break down. I mean, white definitely has the better pawn structure, but black is solid and has pretty decent development. And giving me the bishop pair, as we all know, is like a sin, because now I control a lot of squares and colored squares on the board unnecessarily. And so I think already black has no problems. And I like no problems. No problems are good. I really think black is totally fine here, in spite of the even though he doesn't have this, he has this sort of structural deficiency. The two bishops are more than ample compensation for that. So, yeah. I'm going to go bishop e6, because now I got this space on the queen side. I want to sort of weaken his pawn chain, so I'd love for him to play a3, so that I have, yeah, and he plays a3, perfect. And now I have such great control of all the light squares. So, I love it. And bishop c4 just plants my bishop. Remember, 2 diagonals away from the knight, so it can't harass you, is pretty huge. Okay. And, I don't want to trade all of the rooks. I also don't want to allow knight f5. I'm going to play rook e8. I mean, rook e6. And if he goes knight f5, I'm going to play bishop f8. It's a little bit unusual to do that, but I think I like my rook on e6 because if white actually does take, I can correct my structure with f takes e6. And yeah, I think it's fine. Knight e4, okay, interesting. He's trying to get my bishop. I'm not going to allow him to get my bishop without ruining his pawn structure, so I'm going to go bishop f8. And again, I think I have some... Okay, so now he plays knight c5, but I don't mind that now because he ruined his pawn structure to get it. And I think I have good sort of counterplay right now in the light squares. So I actually think my position is... even though it's sort of equal, I actually significantly prefer my chances here. And I don't know why he's undoubling my pawns for me, because now I have a really nice position. Yeah. And so first, I'm going to go rook d8 to sort of just control the d file before his piece gets there. And now my plan is going to be to march my king all the way to b2. So if I can, I'm going to go e5, and then again to take some space, and then I'm going to go bishop e6 to attack this pawn on h3. And now the king is going to go to b5 and to c4, and I think black has to be a little bit careful now. I mean, white has to be a little bit careful now because my king is marching in, and it's not so easy to deal with. Oh wow, I didn't even see rook e2, but still, my king is marching in. I don't think it's that easy. And okay, he's playing rook d2, but I don't think that solves the problem, because I could take on d2 and then play king b3. And unless he plays c4 right now, he's going to have some trouble. Yeah, so c4 was the idea, was to play bishop b4 next and to hold those pawns together. That doesn't do that. So I could just take on b2 and then take on a3, and I have a protected passed pawn. So I think he's really messed this one up. And you can see the difference in the active king. Now he playing c4, but it's several moves too late, because now I can just take on b2 and then continue to march my own pawns. Wow, that was a little bit stupid. There was no reason to give up to give up some of these pawns, but I'm still winning. I'm just going to march my pawn up. A little bit sloppy the past few moves. Actually very sloppy the past few moves, but I think it's still a winning position for me. And he resigns because I just go a3, a2, a1, and he has to give up his e5 bishop, and there's still enough pawns on the board to to ensure that I can queen another one. So again, very sort of dry type of endgame position. But the real mistake was here after allowing me to get this bishop with rook d1. Well, you might say, what else? Honestly, it's pretty difficult for him to do anything else because the bishop has to sort of stay on that diagonal because of the c2 pawn. So maybe actually a few moves ago, so after knight c6, sorry, I'm going to go back. So maybe after knight c6, he should have considered playing c3 or a3 to cover the b4 square. So that was actually where the mistake was. Castling was a mistake, and it's very rare that castling is a mistake in chess, but in this case it was because I just got the two bishops in a position with no risk. Can't do that. So let's see who's next. Let's see who's next. And I can tell I'm sounding real like congested and all this, so it's really my voice is going a little bit. But you know, I'm trying to give the people what they want. You know, the people want, you know, chess analysis and interesting games, and honestly, I want that too. I want to play some interesting games, and I do enjoy doing this. So it doesn't really feel like it's an exercise or something like that. It doesn't feel like work or anything. So I just want to continue to pump out the videos. You know, it's almost become a habit now. It's almost second nature. I have to like sort of, you know, put some time to the side when I get home from work and be like, you know what, you're gonna do a video before you go to bed, and it's been fun. It's definitely been fun. Also, just while we're waiting in this queue that seems to take forever sometimes, definitely want to give a shout out to like all the supporters and subscribers and everything. Like, I really do appreciate it, and I've gotten a lot of good responses and questions and comments, and I really do appreciate all of the sort of the interest. I think chess really deserves more than it gets, but I think it starts with people that are able to sort of properly communicate that, be sort of people that present the game in a good way, and I think we're lacking that. We're lacking. I mean, Magnus Carlsen is great to the extent that he's like a normal person, but we're still lacking a lot of the stars and the personalities that can uplift the game, you know. And some people will say, "Oh, that's just because the way chess is. You know, chess is a game that doesn't require this sort of temperament that an actual sport does." But I would say no. You could still have personalities and really interesting people. That makes a huge difference in anything. So because people want to be like other people, right? So wow, I'm playing Justin Chess again, and I lost to him the first time. So this time I gotta beat him. And I'm gonna go with the Sicilian line is really not the sharpest one. So my apologies for that. But I really want to beat him because he beat me the first time. So I'm not really playing any games, you know what I mean? Playing it real close to the vest because it's... Oh, no. Oh, I just blundered the c4 pawn for no reason. Oh, man, this guy's getting so lucky. Alright, I'm just a pawn down. I should have played b3 instead of rook c1. I was blitzing out moves, and he caught me with rook fc8. God darn it. Oh, and he just blundered the a7 pawn. I could have played bishop takes a7, but I didn't play it. Unbelievable. What's wrong with me today? Anyways, I think my best chance is to sort of trade the rooks and sort of play a little bit solidly. So that's what I'm going to do. Rook c6 is a clever move because he wanted to control the c file himself. So it was a really clever move to play queen rook c6 and then queen c8. And now I got to look for my chances here in this endgame of pawn down. Oh, it's so disgusting because this is what I do to other people. So when it happens to me, it's just very frustrating. So my only goal is really, or my only sort of strategy here is just to harass long enough to sort of maybe get a desired result, which would be holding, because I'm not in a position now where I can win the game. So okay, so e6 I sort of like to see. I mean, it sort of is weakening the d6 pawn a little bit. Maybe didn't have to do that, so that's cool. I'm going to trade these bishops because I see some weak dark squares around his king, so I'm going to try to harass those next. Oh my god. I just allowed a queen fork. Jesus. I'm going to tell this guy. Oh, man. This dude is killing me right now. He's giving me a hard time. Oh, man, that's brutal. Brutal way to lose. Blunder. Blundered a pawn, then blundered my queen. Ugh, tough way to lose. So Justin Chess, I don't know who this guy is, but he's nicked me twice. Man, and in like a 40-minute span, 30-minute span. I don't know how long I've been at it so far, but he's nicked me twice. So that really, I hope it does mean that the queue is not large enough at this hour on a Friday night that I have played him twice. So I'm hoping the carousel comes around one more time. Just let it come around one more time, and I'll be ready for him. I promise. I promise I'll be ready if he comes back. Okay, Roman Yankovsky, he's actually a pretty good IM. He knows his stuff. I think he's written some material. And his name is so long that it's actually covering his rating, which is funny. I'm not going to bother with that. And this is a knight of 6 b6 is like Queen's Indian style. And that's cool. He can play the Queen's Indian all he likes. I'm going to go for b3, bishop b2. It's a relatively blah line, but it's okay. Yeah, so it's pretty symmetrical right now. White has a slight advantage in space, and so that's pretty much what White is relying on here, but it's a pretty equal position. So, yeah. Knight h5 I don't like as a move. I think it's a little bit premature to sort of trade the bishops in that way. I don't like it. I think I should have something here, but it requires some development first. So I'm going to go knight c3 and rook d1. But I might have some tactical ideas with sort of like queen h6 and stuff. So knight f5, I'm going to go queen f4. It's very important now I lost my dark square bishop to keep my pieces on some dark squares. And rook a d1. Normally your rooks in these openings go to c1 and d1, but I just don't see any reason to put one on the c file right now. So I'm going to go rook a d1 and then keep my rook on the f line. And yeah, a6 I think is just too slow, because after e4, what is his plan? Aha, that was his plan. e5 was his plan. I'm wondering if I can go knight takes e5 because there's this pin. I'm going to go for it. The idea after knight takes e5, d takes e5, I have rook takes d8. So I think this is actually better for White. I think e5 was a blunder because he underestimated this pin on d1. The point is that I could take his knight on f5 at the end of all these lines. So I actually like White now. Excuse me. I'm getting all excited and spilling tea on my shirt. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think e5 was a bit of a blunder. I think he underestimated this resource. Knight takes e5, which actually I hadn't seen before I played it. if my queen actually wound up moving, he would have had a pretty nice outpost on d4 for one of his knights. So yeah, now he's thinking. He's sort of like, he's like, man, I didn't see this idea, and that's too bad. Oh, okay, so he's actually deciding to sack his queen. Wow, bold, brave, interesting. This guy, look at this guy. So I want to go queen g5, but I think that's I don't know if I think it might be responded with something like f6. So I'm just going to go queen c1. And he's going to put his knight on d4, and then I'm going to go queen h6. And so now my queen can't really be harassed from that square, so I think I should be really in good shape here. And knight e7 covers the d5 square, but now I think I can try to advance in the middle if I want. So I'm going to go f4, open my rook up, and just get this show rolling. And I think he has to be very careful now. I think it's actually just almost winning for white, but, you know, he's got to try something. Wow, does f5 win here? I think it might win here. Okay, f5. Let me calculate f5 for a second. Yeah, f5 he can't even take because queen g5. So I'm gonna go f5. If he takes, I have queen g5 check. So now I'm threatening f6. So I think he has to go f6, but that's a victory for me, if a small victory if I'm able to push my pawns like this. And okay, so he can't. So now I'm gonna go g4, get these pawns rolling. I want to just go g5 and really open up the position. I don't even know if this works. It just looks really fun. My idea is if he takes, I'm going to go f6, and I think, and that's a really, really nasty idea if I can get an f6. So he goes knight g8, and now I have to move my queen because it's attacked. So I go queen h4, protect the g5 pawn, and I still think I have some pressure because if he plays g takes f5, I might have g6. Yeah, I'm going to play g6 here, which threatens mate, and forces, I think, h6. And a protected pass pawn on g6 after e takes f5 should be pretty good. So now I'm going to take on f5, and I think black is just going to be tied up, but he's going to play quickly to try and push me back. But I think he's just tied up. All right, so takes. Okay, I'm going to take on c4 because I have time to do it. And then I'm going to put my knight on d5, or e4, actually. Either of those squares looks really nice. But again, he's just tied up here. And he's trying to hold down the fort, so I got to break through. Well, I'm blundering the game away again. Oh my gosh. I just did it again. I just did it again. Wow, I just blundered big time again. Just a little bit too much for me. Really bad. I had a great position, completely winning, and I just started to. I mean, this position is completely winning. Completely winning. He's totally tied up here, but very very sloppy with conversion, and that happens. So I'm gonna put one more game in. Hopefully, I like to end with W's. You know, it doesn't feel all the way right when it ends like that. But I'm gonna put in one more game and then call it a night as far as my chess is concerned, because it's clear that I'm doing a few too many blunders. I think in that past game there were some blunders at the end that weren't nice, and also against Justin Chess, who really beat me. And it's queen blunders too. I mean, this was the second game where I blundered a queen. So, all right, so fly away. All right, luckily we get a strong opponent, so that's good to finish off. And you see his name is not, or his username isn't so long, so you can actually see his rating. Good opponent to end on. So knight f3 again. Normally they want a fianchetto against when they go knight f3, so they normally go knight f3, d5, and then just go g3, bishop to g2, and castle. And those are not bad moves to make at all if you're the black player. Really, sorry, if you're the white player, those first few moves are like very reasonable to make, so they're just fine. But it's a little bit unusual to double fianchetto here, so he's playing b3, bishop b2 as well. A little bit weird. A little bit weird for sure. I really want to go. I want to go aggressive and take an f3 and play e5, but I'm going to be a little bit more reserved in my approach. And yeah, c4. That's a normal move, pretty standard. Go bishop e7, yeah, I'm just going to castle. And knight bd2. Now he might be thinking about e4. I'm going to go h6, which is a little bit weird, but it has the idea of maybe allowing my bishop to go to h7 if it's attacked with g4 and knight h4. So that's essentially the idea of playing h6 here. Ooh, I could feel my nose just sort of shutting down on me. It's probably for the best that this is the last game, because I can really feel my body deteriorating. So what else here? So white's plans are like sometimes to connect the rook, so queen c2 is a move here. Also, white sometimes thinks about e4, but usually with the king's Indian attack, they want to be patient. So queen b1 makes sense. Maybe building up for e4. I'm going to play bishop g6 just to get the bishop on the same diagonal as that queen, because it sort of discourages any e4 pushes. Not that I necessarily want to discourage e4. The thing about playing the king's Indian attack is if you move the c pawn already, if you play e4 as well, you really weaken the d3 square. So that's just something to keep in mind. And now I sort of see the idea behind queen b1 is actually to play b4, which is sort of clever. The point is to essentially expand on the queen side. He couldn't do that before. So I'm going to go a5 and challenge that pawn, because I couldn't take with bishop takes b4 because he had bishop takes f6, hitting my queen and then winning a piece. So I'm going to challenge the pawn another way by playing a5. And if he takes on b5, if he plays b5, I'm happy with that. I'll take on b5 and maybe go a4 or knight b6. So I don't think he's going to play b5 here. I think he's probably going to go a3. I mean, I would really suspect a3 here. And then if I take on b4, then I'll take with the rook. Oh, I take his rook, I'll take with the bishop. All right, so a3, okay. Whew. What to do? I probably should keep the tension. So I'm going to go rook e. No, rook e8 doesn't do anything. What to do? I'm going to take on b4, which is a little bit weird. But the idea is that I'm going to go queen b6 and attack the b4 pawn with my queen as well. And bishop c3, yeah, I saw this. And now I'm going to take on a1. And the point is, if you play queen takes, I'm going to play bishop takes b4. And the point is, he can't actually pin me with rook b1 because I have bishop takes c3. Ah, so here he recovers the pawn with rook b1. I missed this move. I definitely missed this move. Okay. So I don't actually keep a pawn here. So I'm going to go queen d6. And now I'm actually might be a little bit worse because I didn't realize that he was going to win the pawn back with rook b1. So I'm going to try to trade this rook now because he's just very active right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if he played rook a7 here. I think white should be a little bit better here because my c6 pawn is weaker than any of the pawns that white has. Rook takes b8, okay. Queen takes, take control of a file. White is still a little bit better, but not a big deal. So queen a3, I think that's trying to just control some more dark squares. It's a pretty interesting move. He really wants you to play c5, I feel like, because then he gets the d5 pawn becomes a target. But I'm going to play it anyway because I don't like his queen sort of infiltrating. And yeah, now this c5 pawn might be a target. So, but this endgame is interesting because we both have one pawn island right now, like one big pawn chain. But if mine might turn into two, and then structurally, it's a question of whether his one chain is better than my two islands. So, wow, I sound awful right now. My nose is just contracting in the most uncomfortable way. So that's that. I cannot actually wait for this game to end. King h2, more prophylaxis. What to do? Go bishop f5. We're both sort of playing this waiting game. And then I'm going to go back. I definitely do not want to lose my bishop for his knight. Knight b3. Okay, now he's attacking something. I'm going to take on c4, maybe. No, first I'm going to go g5. I'm going to attack this knight on f3. Then I'm going to take on c4. And then take on c5. And now I'm going to take on d3, and I might be winning a pawn. Or no, he has queen d4, which would attack both my pieces. So I'm going to play queen d8, which protects my f6 knight and attacks the d3 pawn again. And I'm wondering if I could take this pawn now on d3. I think I can, so I'm going to. Knight c6. I missed this move, knight c6. Is there any way I can make a move that holds on to everything? I don't think so. I'm going to go queen d8. And queen c3 is an interesting try to win, but I wonder what he does after bishop e4. Ah, shoot. I just blundered a pawn. Very important pawn. And now we're going to repeat. Interesting game. I think it wasn't. I might have had a little bit of an advantage right at the end when I managed to sort of force this isolated pawn with c takes d3. But he had so much activity here based upon the fact that I played g5 that it was tough to sort of convert it or consolidate it, even though I think structurally I'm a little bit better here. And then I blundered after queen c3. Bishop e4 is probably a blunder. I should probably go knight e4, which attacks the queen on c3 and blocks the bishop from protecting the knight. Knight e4 would have been a very strong move. But you can't win them all, particularly when you're down and out with sickness as I am. So this was actually sort of a labor to get through. I thought it would come on. I thought it'd be fine most of these games, and I was. But then towards the end, I could just feel myself straining a little bit, mind and body. So we'll see. I might just have to rest up the whole weekend. But thanks for watching, and I'll be back and hopefully healthy soon. Have a good one.